Edgar TV.
How do there, guys, and welcome back to Edgar TV. And today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 2021 PDC UK Open, my 10th UK Open in general. Now, it's a day or so late because I needed a day or so to get past that. Very disappointed. Had a rough night on the Friday. Wasn't a happy chap, as you could probably tell from the instant live that I did, which was just to say hello and I was off. But yeah, we've had some proper time to reflect on that now. But this video, what this is going to be about is we're going to look at these things down the side here. So questions that I'm seeing commonly come up in some Facebook groups. There's a Facebook group in the description of this video, which I highly recommend. Very good group. The feel. What did the UK Open feel like? My personal game, the experience of the whole thing, and takeaways. What are we going to take away from this year's UK Open? Well, the first thing I want to do is just talk about sort of the experience, answering some of those questions and the feel of the event. So, I think you can see maybe it coming across in some of the games, and certainly in the feel of it. It didn't feel too much like the UK Open. There was a little bit of a difference in there, but I think that's purely down to a completely different venue and obviously the COVID situation at the moment, which I think I vouch for everybody when we all say we are now fed up of it. We're completely fed up of it, especially in that sort of playing environment as well. You know, the UK Open, it's the different atmospheres and the rooms and things that I think help make the event. So I think that was lacking in terms of that, but it was the best it could be. People have been asking about, can you hear things like on the outside boards? Yes, you can. So first of all, there's a speaker that pipes in crowd noise. Now, I wouldn't say this is crowd noise like the World Championship. The World Championship was like a murmur. I'd say the crowd noise here is a bit like an old radio. It's hard to describe it. It sounded like a crackly radio rather than like the murmur of crowd noise. And yes, you can hear the main stage. Mostly like 180s, things like that. It's not really loud in there. You can hear them. So it's a little bit like the old UK Open at the Reebok Stadium when we used to have the 8 boards in there. And that was like a normal arena, wasn't it? So it wasn't as loud as that. So that's one thing I'll certainly say in terms of that. I think the lighting at the venue was so much better. Normally the UK Open, boards 3 to 8, the lighting's quite dull in there. The lighting was good this time. So that was an improvement. The overall experience, very different. You know, obviously we're in a national lockdown. So there was no catering services available. So there was no drinks or food or anything to players. You had to go back to your hotel room to do that. Now, watching my lives, I was one of the unlucky people that had the one on the other side of the venue. So it was probably about 12 minutes for me to get to my room and back. So we sacked that idea off. I think this is potentially why, if you notice, Steve Brown got timed out. I think he probably went back to his room to get some refreshments. Didn't get back in time, got timed out, missed his game versus Scott Waits. So that's nothing that could be avoided by, obviously, a management sort of thing or a PDC or whatever. That's just purely down to UK law at the moment. We're not allowed to have these facilities open and serving. So they wasn't open, so that was probably one of the negatives of the event. So that was a major difference there in terms of that. In terms of the overall experience, it is what it is. You know, we've got no choice but to live in these COVID environments where we're sort of staying on site and everything's there. So we're kind of getting used to it, but something I don't want to get used to. I'm really looking forward to June when hopefully all these restrictions are lifted, because, do you know, I'm one of these people that will happily stay in my room all the time. I don't mind. I'll stay in my room. The issue is when you're told to stay there, and I don't want to stay there, and I want to go see what else I can do. My bad. So yeah, there's it's that psychology side of it, isn't it? As soon as you're told you can't do that, it's like, right, okay, I want to go do it now. So there's that side to it as well. Practice boards, really good. Loads and loads of practice boards. So practice boards better than normal. UK Open, if you watch my diary from last year, I take a travel board and I practice in my hotel till the very last minute, and then I go down because there's not enough boards in there for round 1, 2 and 3. This time there was more than enough. When I got down there, it was literally just me on the board, and then Ryan came in a couple of minutes later, and me and Ryan had a board to ourselves, or most of the time. Jason Lowe came over and had a bit of a throw with us, but besides that, you know, we had a pretty much board to ourselves. So, can't complain about that side of things. So, in terms of everything, it was the best it probably could be in terms of that. The actual game itself, so you probably know by now I lost the game 6-5, another 6-5 defeat. So, really good high quality game. Apart from 2 legs. One went my way, one went his way. 2 dodgy legs. The rest of the game was played over the 100 average by quite some distance. So I ended with a 92. Not too shabby, not too bad. And nearly enough a 93, which at the moment is my seasonal running average, which is 4 points up from last year when I was getting more wins. So, bonkers. I thought I'd got it here. I did the 14 data here, go 5-2 up. Then 3 good legs there from Henderson. 15, 14, 15. That pushes me into 15, 12, 15. So it forces me to put another 100 plus average leg in there. You'll see I left a finish every time. Set myself up okay. I missed a dart at the ball to win it 6-4 there. 8 big 3. There was a couple of unfortunate moments, especially towards the end. That last leg, it doesn't look good on paper, but I hit 3 treble 5s in 6 darts. I went 100, then went treble 20, treble 5, treble 5. Then I went 20, treble 5, 20. You know, you can't sometimes legislate for those little millimetres of just slipping slightly into the treble 5. There's nothing, like they say, you could be too alarmed. I had 6 darts in my hand at 160, I hit 20, 20, and it blocked it. And I came across because I thought if I switch, I'm probably going to leave myself a potential 3 darter, or even if I just hit 60, I've got 100, which is a 2 darter, so it's fine. And I came over and I ended up hitting the treble 1, left me 117. So, a bit unfortunate in terms of that. I said after the game, I think my timing's a little bit off, you know, with the lack of game practice. And then when you look back, you realise actually it's not. So I'm 3-2 up, and then I hit a 12 darter to break the throw. Go 4-2, I think it was. No, 2-2, and then I break with a 12 dart leg. That's good, and that's good timing. You know, Henderson hit a massive 180 later on as well when I was looking like I had 6 darts to wrap it up. And then he goes and bashes in a 180 to leave himself 52. Then you've only got 3 darts to wrap it up. So there were some big moments in this game. The thing I think I can take out of this, you know, I said I'll talk about some takeaways. One of the things I changed recently was Glenn Durant quite rightly pointed out to me. He says, when you come to the venue, because you get in, you go on the practice board, and that's it. You never sit down, you just practice until it's time to go play. And I thought, you're right. You're 100% right. Because it's terrible. I would never advise anyone to do that, because it's not the right thing to do. You need to have breaks in there for mental and physical reasons, and also to allow you to come in and out of that arousal level for sports performance. So I've started putting breaks in, and do you know what? When I review this and I look this back, I think I'm just going to take one of those breaks out. I'm going to take one of those breaks out because I'm practicing in smaller blocks now, and then when I get into like a game like this where it's high heart rate, high energy, high adrenaline, at the end of the games I'm just not finishing them off. So I'm going to take one of those breaks out and just keep that intensity going for longer periods within the practice, certainly over the next week and a half while we're getting ready for the next Super Series. The other thing I think I'm missing, which I'm going to get back soon, is Kevin Painter. So me and Kevin get together at least once a week and we have 4 hours solid practice just playing each other with toilet breaks basically, and we just go games. So we have games of cricket, we have games of finishes, we have games of doubles, then we play first to 27 legs. We play all sorts of different games and matches and just hammer into each other for 4 hours straight. And there is, like I say, there's that intensity because there's a purpose to it, because we have little incentives on there as well. So I think in terms of my actual practice I'm doing at home, that's fine. The performance is going up, the averages are getting better. I think I'm just missing that edge, and that edge comes from that once a week, longer practice session, head-to-head with somebody else, because I'm just not getting that in the living room as such. So there's certainly nothing to be alarmed about. I'm quite happy with a 93 average. It's just didn't come through on the day again. So it's only 1 week, isn't it? That is just 1 week, and let's say it's up 4 points. And like I say, that was my 10th UK Open, so nice little milestone as well. The biggest takeaway though from this isn't so much to do with the performances. It's not so much to do with the venue. It's more to do with this. What we are doing right now. I have to say, guys, that the support that I got from YouTube, on my Twitter, all over the place, the support was absolutely fantastic, and it really does give you that lift. Like I said, I was very down on Friday. Yesterday, Saturday, Sunday today when I'm recording this. Saturday, yesterday, I got out of bed for about an hour or two. I put the board back up because I take the board with me. So I took the board back up. I had a little tick over practice yesterday. Today we get back on it again, getting ready for that Super Series. I laid in bed and watched the football all day, then watched Ant and Dec, and, I was still a little bit down then. But the support was still coming through, and, I've tried to reply to everybody if I could, but, I get in now just as much support as when you go and win big games as well. So, guys, I've got to thank you for that. It really does help me. It carries me through these things. And like I say, I share the highs, I share the lows. This is somewhere probably in between, I'd say. This ain't the lows, because if I was losing heavy and playing bad, then we'd go, we need to do something now. We're talking fine-tuning, micromanagement, and we'll get that sorted. I'm 100% confident. And if not, I'll probably win games playing the way I am anyway. When you look at like some of the other games that are coming through, I'm in a good place. I'm in a happy place. So, like I say, that's a lot down to you guys. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'll catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.